This is the problem, is not a lot of people they know about Saudi women, and that's why really I wanted to do the show with you or they have to hear us, they have to know us. There's a lot of educated women, and they've been educated, and the government they've been sending these ladies since 40 years ago. I know some of my friends, they are PhD, holder from the state, and they retired now. So can you just do the math? How old they were, and they took that, and they were 20s, but it's been for 100 years. But what we used to be before the oil and after the oils. We're talking about after the oil and after all this money came into the country. So it's not something new that the government are saying. Now it's what is new is they're sending massive numbers, like 160,000 students, girls and boys and men and ladies. Everybody, we don't say Shia or Sunna, they are all the same equal opportunity, and they are in 55 or 56 countries all over the world, learning and studying and coming back to. And the problem is, and the dilemma for them, they expect we came back, okay, hire us and give us the high salaries. No, yes, they will hire you. Yes, they send you for you to get the degree, but it will take time till you find the position, until you can't release somebody that's just like that and put somebody else at the same time. So what's happening mainly, it's little bit, everybody want everything happening now, but it will take time. So this is what we're saying, like, wait guys, and everything is happening, but everybody wants it now, and me, and I'm the best. It doesn't work like this. Then understand it, and then doing it, man. And the last 4 years or 5 years, it was so interesting and so fascinating living in Saudi Arabia. Look at me now. I am a delegate coming from the government to come to sit down, and to be in the meeting in the UN in New York. That wouldn't happen a few years ago. The amazing thing, hearing about all these countries mainly and what's happening and what the difference between the genders, ladies and men, and about education. Yes, they talked about violence really. In Africa and everywhere, and they were the ratio. There's what I remember. I wish I had the numbers with me. It was 27,000 cases between. They were comparing with 1 year to the other year. It was very, numbers. It's not. You can't believe. Yes, they talked about violence really. When you put yourself at risk. It's always how to present yourself, how you deal with yourself, how do you surround yourself with which people. If you put yourself in an awkward position or an awkward situation, you go at night, 2 or 1 or wherever, and you're having the bad company, and so what do you expect would happen? And the way how you dress up, or the way how do you talk, or the way how do you communicate your feeling, action mainly. This is how people read you or interpret you. And with men, for me, I always represent that. The first thing, I would always bring the subject that I'm married, I have a wonderful husband, he's a doctor, just like that, mainly. I have 2 girls, they are very nice, and communicate what you try to give them the message, mainly. They were talking about discrimination mainly between them, ladies and gentlemen. That was one of the main subjects. They were talking about labor. And they were talking about, yes, they talked about violence really. That's the main subject that I was hearing every time they were talking about them mainly, and they opened the subject. This is the subject there. For us in Saudi Arabia, it's totally different. We have a lot of educated ladies and girls. They're driven to study, and they want to have university opportunity and all these things. And what's helping them mainly, it's the education is free, monthly allowance in a way, like for all the students, boys or girls, equally. So that was very, very interesting. Most Saudi ladies now, they are working. Okay. All of them, they want to work. They need a job because they found themselves in a way, which is good, I think, instead of, being lazy around or so and so. They'll have double income, and they'll feel that they achieve it, even though work is not for everybody really. If you are well off, or you don't need it, or you can have some time for your kids. When my kids were young, I didn't work. After because I nursed them for 2 years I was in the elite group. So this time they needed me. After they finished, the little one, 3 years old she was, then I went back to work. Oh, well, believe it or not, it was very nice. The community and the neighborhood and the friends. We didn't have the luxury like the movies and all these amusement park or all these things. That, because we live in the desert beach. If you are in the eastern part or the western part, but people they were having fun between themselves. We have our own game. So no, it was. We don't have child abuse. That's very important. We were not neglected children, because when you are in a big family, there is the grandmother, there is the aunties, there is the uncles and so on. And they saw we are 6 girls and 3 boys. Supported. It's like a support group for the family. So the mother, she wasn't burdened with all these kids, even though there is a lot of them. But no, there's family all the time helping. And when the grandmother is in the house and when they live next to each other all the time, the children will have each other to play with. And the mother, she have a support group. So that's why I think we never had like really child abuse. Yes, there's spanking, there's, we always joke about it mainly, but it's not something that will stay with you all your life and it will make you frustrated or angry person or, with issues. Yes, I was in a private school for the first 6 years, like elementary, and then after that, no, it was in our public school mainly. I studied all my life, it was public school, the government school, but we had very good teachers. They were from Lebanon and Syria and Palestine and so on, and then the Saudi camps and so on. And then after that, I lived in Canada for a few years. But even when I went to Canada, they were amazed that I'm Saudi and I can speak. We have schools for girls and schools for boys mainly. So yes, I believe in uniform really, because it makes you feel equal. Even now, as I'm a teacher, uniform it helps not to define the person from which rank or which family, or you know what I mean. There's no show off between them mainly. So that's why I think in the kingdom we believe in uniform, that it makes everybody equal. I think I have to say it's science. Yeah, I love science. That's why I became a science teacher. No, my husband is a doctor, and my sister, she's a full professor. She's a doctor also. But for me, no, I was biology's teacher. So when you have the that's it. Nothing will stop you mainly. I was eligible to go to medicine, but I thought, no, I'm very weak. I can't deal with dying people or sick people, and I can't help them. So I majored in, really, I wasn't planning to be a teacher, but mainly that was the jobs at that time. Whenever I can. I love newspaper. I have to keep up with everything what's happening. English book, I love English book mainly. I like self-helping mainly. It's my favorite. I've been watching Oprah since she started mainly when I was in Canada. And then again back home. I love documentary. I love animal, all these channels about animals and so. I wouldn't mind bestseller. Now, one of the book, what she told you, what's the name of the book she told you to buy it? I mainly like something about teaching or bullying in the classroom, and there was a nice book about self-esteem, mainly how to raise the self-esteem for the students mainly. And bestseller, if it's a nice book, and I bought one. It's the new one. I don't think it's a new one, but it's about the girl that she was married in Sana'a in Yemen, and she got divorced. So I took that book. I want to read that book just to see and read it. I don't mind arranged marriage, but it's how we do it. It's not like, okay, the same day, this is your wife, this is your husband. No. He come and propose, and then after that, they'll contact each other by phone. He'll visit a few times. They will talk. They will listen. If she doesn't like him or he doesn't like her, they'll break up. Sure. It's not a big deal, maybe. But if they like each other, that's it. Then they have the marriage after that or the wedding. Engagement time, it's our dating time, I would say mainly. This is the idea that when they say arranged marriage, they think, okay, they bring a stranger with a stranger woman, put them in a house, and that's it. And that's the day of the wedding, get married. No, it doesn't work like this. It's he comes, he proposes. The family of the woman, the lady, they'll ask about his background, about his friend, his family, his habits. You know, how his wealth, if they want to know about how wealthy, whatever, how much money he makes, let's say, at his work. After that, few months, sometimes it will take 6 months mainly to investigate or inquire about these things. And then after that, he will come, he will see her first time mainly, see each other. If he like her, if she like him, a lot of the time he doesn't like her. He can walk away. Or sometimes she doesn't like him. He doesn't appeal to her without any reason. He was fine, everything is fine, but she doesn't like him. They are not compatible, you know, and that's it. But when this happened, then after that they'll have the engagement party, and at that time they're allowed to go out together, to be on the phone together. It's like dating. But the difference for us in Islam, it's like everybody knows about it. It's publicly. And if it didn't work, it's fine. A lot of time it's always happening all over that, oh no, it didn't work out, he wasn't right for her, without any reason. We don't have to say that he's bad or she's bad. They didn't like each other, and that's it. And after that the marriage will come mainly. It's when somebody say religious, like these fanatic, no. But when somebody would respect his religion mainly, and our religion is very nice, I'm not saying all religions are very nice really, when they respect other people, respect their, what he's doing, how he's presenting himself in front of people and behind, behind people. This is the thing, not showing off in front of to be nice and decent, behind their back he's something else. That's why I talk about religion mainly, and definitely educated and with respect and from a good family and a good father, love his kids.